This is NABE TV, brought to you by the Institute for Economic Competitiveness at the University of Central Florida.
I'm Ed Highland, and this is NABE TV. We're here at the Marriott Hotel, the reception dinner for what is really shaping up to be a historic event just outside the nation's capital. NABE is going to be hosting a number of sessions and a chance for some of the top economists in the country to come together and talk about current policy and future policy, and really what's shaping up to be a very historic time in this nation and the world. Joining me is Chris Varvares, and Chris, who is the president of NABE. Chris, give us an idea of some of the topics, some of the ideas that are going to be discussed at the conference.
And we're going to be covering obviously fiscal policy, health policy, energy policy, trade policy. So we're really covering the waterfront. There's probably not a time certainly in my lifetime, that has been more interesting in terms of economic policy topics to be discussed. It's just amazing.
I think interesting is an interesting way to put it, because NABE has always been at the forefront of the entire world of economics, and the gatherings that occur each year bring together all of these different minds.
How many times in just a discussion of what's happening in the economy do we hear the term unprecedented? And for example, in the history of the United States, there's the Great Depression. So in the modern era, in the post-World War II era, these trends are unprecedented. And we're seeing policy responses from the Federal Reserve and from the Treasury and the federal government that are also unprecedented. And, you know, it's, as a thing that my firm put out was, we were standing on the edge of the abyss. And so you're looking down this very deep hole. You don't really know where the bottom is. And nobody wants to go there to find out how deep the bottom is. So that policy has been very, very aggressive to prevent us going down that very slippery slope into that very deep hole. And that's the sorts of debates that we're going to have here. Now, we're also releasing our policy seminar, our policy survey tomorrow. And it's interesting that even given the unprecedented nature of the crisis, there's a range of views on whether the fiscal policy stance of the government is in fact appropriate or not. And of course, you know, reasonable people can disagree. And some people think that it's just right. Some people think it's too aggressive. Some people think it's too expansive, or not expansive enough. And I'm sure that stems from the kinds of things that are in the stimulus bill. Obviously, it got very few Republican votes in the Senate, and that represents the view that shouldn't be spending the money that's in the stimulus bill the way that it's in there. On the other hand, it passed with overwhelming majorities of the Democrats in both the Senate and the House. And for those even those who feel like we need to do something with fiscal policy, they found enough to disagree with in the particulars of the stimulus bill. So there's a range of opinions that we're going to vet here over the next couple of days. Interesting, unprecedented, and historic. We'll use those three words right now. Chris, thank you so much for joining us here on NABE TV. And of course, www.nabe.com is where you want to stay to find out the very latest from the NABE conference. I'm Ed Highland.